with the journalism board in the United States and also with the Crusade. ¿Qué quiere decir Crusade?
Pues USAID es la de desarrollo de Estados americanos.
It is the development of international states.
Wow, wow, wow. That is impeccable. That is impeccable. Wow, that's amazing.
Es muy impecable.
Muchas gracias. Tenemos dos premios de periodismo en México, 2019. Este año, 2022, también ganamos premio de periodismo por el trabajo que hacemos, trabajo serio, profesional y que...
Okay, my thing is, what is this grin? What is this smile? I mean, are we here to talk about what we have for dinner or how awesome happy hour was? I mean, let me know, why is Gerald Jackson smiling? This is not a smiling case. This is not, oh, we just got everybody an arrest warrant. Let's get into it. Let's get into
Hoy lo estamos realizando en el caso Shanquella para que el mundo se entere qué fue lo que pasó con ella.
He has won 2 awards, one in 2019 and one in 2021. And procede.
Y que estamos ahorita nosotros trabajando de la misma manera en el caso Shanquella para que el mundo se entere de lo que ocurrió en Cabo el 29 de octubre de este año.
And he's doing the same, covering the case for Shanquella since this happened in October of 29. And he'll do the same to cover the case and be able to have the best journalism that he can for Shanquella.
Wow, wow, awesome, awesome. Mrs. Zuniga, I know an hour ago you just broke news, having heard information from your sources that Daejhanae Jackson, who the warrant was issued for in the murder of Shanquella Robinson by the Mexican authorities, has been arrested. Can you tell us about that?
Más o menos hace como una hora cuando me di cuenta de que tenías noticias de última hora cubriendo el arresto de Daejhanae Jackson bajo las autoridades de México, que tenía una orden de arresto previamente. ¿Nos puedes explicar respecto a esto?
Y claro, yo estaba trabajando en una reunión con Fiscalía y justamente me entero que anoche fue capturada Jackson, la responsable acusada del homicidio de Shanquella.
I was working in a meeting with a couple of my colleagues when I heard the news that Daejhanae Jackson was arrested, which is the main aggressor in the homicide of Shanquella Jackson.
Wow, 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 wow. I did read his story, and I did notice that he said that she has been arrested in the United States. Can you tell us, Mr. Zuniga, what state she was arrested in here?
Leí la historia y dice que cubriste, si dices que fue arrestada en los Estados Unidos, ¿nos puedes decir en qué estado fue donde la arrestaron?
Esa información ahorita está en proceso, dado que eso ocurrió anoche. Tengo entendido que Interpol la tiene bajo custodia y están esperando hacer el tema oficial una vez que se complete la información del asunto de la extradición, para dar a conocer de manera oficial su arresto por parte de las autoridades, tanto de México como de Estados Unidos.
He says that's still in process. He doesn't have the information just yet. He knows that the protocols through the Interpol is still ongoing, and so therefore he doesn't have all the information to be able to bring the news.
So it sounds to me that he doesn't even have the full details, you know, as they're pushing it and boasting this story up to be. So this is all speculation, guys. We are just dissecting this video. I'm checking the errors, checking the conversation. Also, check out Gerald's swag. You know, this is an interview. You're trying to get down to the bottom of what happened. It just seems like it's a fashion show, and this is his time to get his moment. You know, it gives me he's giving off, I mean, button your shirt up for heaven's sakes. But let's go off.
Formally.
Okay. Okay. Tell him thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Zuniga, for that information.
Gracias, señor Zuniga, por la información.
Now, I want to get into this case. I have some questions. And I want to get into this case with some of the questions that I have. And Gabriella, if I go too fast or something, just stop me, because I know this is live. So
Yes.
I want you to be able to effectively translate what I am asking to him. Mr. Zuniga, as someone who who does investigative journalism and expose corruption, why did you get involved in the death of Shanquella Robinson?
Como un periodista de investigación, él quiere saber por qué fue de que usted quiso tomar el caso de Shanquella Robinson, porque, y no solamente periodista, pero también, ¿verdad? Cubre usted para exponer la corrupción en México, y él quiere saber por qué fue de que tomó usted el caso.
Bueno, el caso nosotros lo tomamos porque el crimen se cometió el día 29 de octubre y el gobierno de Baja California Sur no había informado de que se había cometido un homicidio en Cabo. Entonces, nosotros decidimos, recibo yo información de un informante de la policía, donde me da datos de que habían asesinado a una extranjera, pero no me da mayores detalles. Únicamente me da su nombre, Shanquella Robinson, me dice. Búscala en redes sociales.
Okay, so what he had gotten information from an informant very close to the police department that there had been a homicide, and he didn't get all the details of it because the homicide had occurred on October 29th. So when he did give him information, he said he needed to find out the information, but he didn't quite give him all the information. He told him to go through social media and find out who she was. And that's how he started out with the case.
That's how he started out with the case. So, Mr. Zuniga, an informant reached out to you or told you that there was a homicide. And of course, they didn't give you all of the information. You had to go to social media to find out, you know, who the individual that was, you know, murdered in this situation.
But this is my thing. If an informant had reached out to him and let him know, why is he the only one that's covering the story? Why aren't you rounding up the amigos and telling them, hey guys, we have to get this story out here. The American people, they're over there, they're raging, they want answers, and let's blow this story up over here as well. Why is it Mr. Garado is so safe to report on the story and nobody else? Let's talk about it.
And of course, you know, we all know her around the world as Shanquella Robinson. So, in the beginning, when, I don't know, you want to translate that?
Él dice que el informante de la policía le había dicho que habían cometido un homicidio, pero no le había dado la información, nomás le había dicho que se metiera por las redes sociales de Shanquella. Okay.
Sí.
So, so
Él me informa eso y me manda un parte informativo donde dice que ella había fallecido por ingesta de alcohol. Entonces me dice él que la información que está circulando internamente entre los cuerpos de seguridad es incongruente. ¿Por qué? Porque cuando yo reviso el nombre de Shanquella Robinson, me doy cuenta que hay un video que está circulando en redes sociales donde aparece golpeándola. Y es ahí donde yo tomo la investigación y decido hacer mi trabajo, que es investigar qué fue lo que pasó con el caso Shanquella Robinson.
So he had asked him to go on social media, but also gave him partial news indicating that it was it was a death, but it was alcohol poisoning. And within the sources, they knew that the information was incongruous because it was a video that had been circulating where she had been seen getting beaten by
Right.
the other person.
right.
So that's the reason why he felt that he needed to, proceed with the case.
Right. Okay. That's okay. All right. So, Mrs. Inigo, on November 21st, you wrote an article about the Mexican police report and the Mexican officials who were in the villa with Shanquella. Other than the obvious contradictions between the police report and the autopsy, and other than
Okay, let me
yeah,
Él dice que el reporte que usted había hecho en el 21 de noviembre, indicando que el reporte de la policía y el certificado de función no estaba coincidiendo con la información que tenía. Go ahead.
so other than
Y aparte de lo obvio, ¿verdad? Go ahead.
okay, so other than the obvious contradictions from the police report and the autopsy and what his informant had informed him, and him stating in his article that they all lied, what other information other than that told you that these officials were lying?
Aparte de la información obvia, ¿verdad? De que el reporte no coincidía, la autopsia, el reporte de policía, ¿qué otra información tenía usted, ¿verdad? Sabiendo, para comprobar que estaban mintiendo.
Bueno, nosotros corroboramos con algunos agentes de investigación implicados en el caso que estaban investigando y logramos obtener alguna información que pudimos ver que la policía y la doctora que entrevistaron, que sale en el reporte, habían mentido. Uno.
Okay, so
Bueno.
we were collaborating with with the investigators who were in charge of the case and had collaborated the facts that the doctor, not only the police, but the doctor had lied. Luego.
Primero, cuando llega la doctora, Shanquella Robinson ya había fallecido.
First, when the doctor had gotten there, Shanquella Robinson had already passed away.
Ella tenía de
Okay, so she says when the doctor got there, Shanquella was already passed, right? She was unalive. So why is it that they revealed that this woman was doing compressions, they were doing CPR, they tried to put an IV in her, but then, she wasn't able to take it. I mean, that's why I know everybody involved know what's going on. Because listen here, I want to take it here right quick. And guys, I'm about to do some research. We're about to do some research because I want to keep it on that statement right there, and I want to jump right on over here to more evidence. Because what I need right now is, give me 1 second, I'm actually on the wrong one. What I'm going to need is an explanation. Oh, excuse me. And my explanation is going to be okay. So give me 1 second, and I'm actually going to play a different audio so you all can follow me because we're going to break this down, right? I thought she said that was what was said at first. Okay, so you said that's what was said at first. Okay, so let's take it a step further. I want to drop this down and then I want to bring this up. And I want us to really focus on what's being said in this video. And then we're going to listen to the current video. Are you guys with me? If you're with me, let me know. Throw an 8 in the chat. The 3 8s in the chat. Please make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel.
Yeah, I don't have everything. I don't have timestamps. I didn't sign that guest list. First of all, oh yeah, the guest list that my name is on. Go try to find my signature. Hold on, where's my ID? Oh, fact. My ID. Is my signature on here? That's my passport. Anyway, I don't know. What signature not on there? What's somewhere in there? But I didn't sign it. And the only reason why my name was on there because you had to have your name on the list to get past the gate. If your name wasn't on the list, they would not let you up to your villa. So they signed my name, they printed my name, and signed my name, which is not my signature or my print. That's the only reason why I'm on that list. That's the reason why I don't have a phone number there. That's the reason why there's not my fucking shit on there. That's the reason why I'm the last one on there. Like, come on, bro. I gotta make shit make sense, bro. Do your own research. Stop listening to that bozo. Like, come on, bro. I was really tripping, bro. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense for me to keep my page public and I did something. It don't make no sense for me to keep trying to live my life and move past this and I did something. Nothing is eating me alive. I don't know. I didn't know. Nothing is killing me. Nothing is hurting me and breaking my heart, goddamn, that I have to goddamn go hide. Because I didn't do anything. I walked into something stupid. And I really wish a flight got canceled, blew up. I don't give a fuck. Don't send me there. I don't know. I can't question God's plan, but he has a way. He has a way, and I'm telling you, I'm putting it all in his hands. I'm not worried about nothing. You, him, or her has got to say. I'll tell you that. And I'm only clearing my name one time. If you feel it's clear or it's not, that's on you. Stop commenting on my family shit, mentioning my mama and all that, bro. Y'all are weird. Because the same way I could find my info, I could find y'all. But y'all hide behind fake pages and stuff. Like, come on, bro. Everybody's stuff on the internet, bro. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to be smart. Everybody got.
Well, speaking of hiding, who's hiding now? It's like everybody was front and center, when it was time to get on the flight, when it was time to do the mischievous acts that you guys committed. Like this ain't even mischievous. This is like down in the gutter, way below the gutter. But let's continue to watch and listen out to what he's talking about because, like I said, this is not making sense. If the paramedics and the doctor and everybody was there before he got there, they just said that the young lady was not even here. She lifeless body. Let's roll with it. Awesome. We both can't complain. Isn't that just amazing when you just can't complain? All right, let's get into this content.
I got families. Everybody got families. This shit way deeper than what y'all think it is, bro. It's really way deeper than what y'all think it is. I'm just gonna leave it at that, bro. Take what you want to take out of this. Like, I don't know if y'all thought me getting on Instagram and crying was to help me. I was genuinely heartbroken that I went into a house to see a friend that I knew for 9 years, unresponsive, on vacation, 2,000 miles away, in another country.
Unresponsive and cold. Unresponsive and cold. And let's listen to what happened. Because he's going to tell us he just said she was unresponsive. And what happens to a body that's not here with us begins to get cold, right? Let's get into it. All right, guys, were you able to hear my commentary? What happens when, a body is lifeless, right? It starts to, I don't know, but I'm assuming that it's starting to, clench up or something like that. That's my only opinion. I'm not a doctor. I'm on just speculation. Let's get into it.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense for me to come late to put myself in this predicament. It makes no sense. Why would I do going out of town to be a possibly accessory or anything? That makes no sense. I'm going home. I'm a smart nigga. I have a degree. I graduated. Nigga, like, but it makes no sense. I gotta put stuff together, bro. I gotta stop believing everything off the internet, bro. I could tell. I told y'all, that's not him. That's not Nazeer. That's not him. He wouldn't do that. He would have stopped that. He would have told them, y'all better come on now. Get y'all fucking act together. And that's the reason why I probably didn't know. Because they knew I was on everybody's ass in there. From this, that, and that. Everybody there was feeling it. I don't care.
I have a question. Is that when everybody was undressed? Because there was an announcement. Everybody, there should be no clothing, right? Everybody get the N-word, right? Mahogany says, well, Will Fortner says unresponsive. Mahogany says, what I don't understand, why the story keeps changing. Someone said that they left her cold body there to go partying and acted shocked and surprised when the maid popped in. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now I'm just trying to see if you guys are with me in the comments because I'm trying to make sense of this. And we, if you let a person talk long enough, they'll tell on themselves. So let's listen to what Nazeer has to say.
Bro, I just don't care. You don't do that on vacation. No, either party. Whatever happened from alcohol, from drinking too much, you enjoy yourself, bro. You be responsible. You be responsible in another country, in another man's place, bro. That is not our stomach grounds. Y'all know Brittany Griner stuck in Russia. You gotta make a trade. Nobody trading for us. Nobody is fucking trading for me in Mexico. Why the fuck would I want to get stuck in Mexico? Idiots. Make it make sense. That was my first time out the country. I spent money on a passport. I spent money on clothes and all that to put myself in a murder. I'm going to take my birthday extended. I just turned 25. I can tell me happy birthday if y'all want. I'm going to celebrate my life with a murder. I just turned another age. I'm happy I'm still here. Come on, bro. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to stop, bro. Leave me alone. Y'all do whatever y'all want to do, research over there, but just leave me and my page alone. I wasn't bothering y'all. I really wasn't bothering y'all. I was enjoying myself. My life with my little 500 followers. Let me go back to there. Y'all niggas tripping, bro. I got my grandma stressing, my mama and them stressing. Oh yeah, we can nigga. I got security at the house. Nigga, like, stop playing. Y'all niggas is doing too much. Yeah, it is unfunny. I'm out of here.
Well, it sounds like to me that, Shanquella is visiting everybody that was involved in their dream. If they can get any sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my thing. Everybody knew what's going on. Whether if you were there from the time that it happened, from the time that, you all got together, you were supposed to be there for an extra day, but you decided to leave. You guys went to the airport, got a hotel, and then left out the next day. You carried her luggage, and her items, and took it to her mom. And you sat there and said, it was alcohol poison, but never did you mention there was a fight. There was a fight, Mrs. Robinson. Yeah, there was a fight between Daejhanae and yada, yada, yada. Nobody said that, not even her best friend. So when you talk about let's cover the story, yeah, let's cover the story. And let's get real deep into it. And let's ask the questions that need to be asked. Let's stop getting up here trying to be cute, trying to have on the latest fashions. Because the last time I checked, this was a femicide, a homicide, however we're going to call it. This is not glamorous time. This is not lights, camera, action. Martin Jackson says, interesting. He sounds like he's more upset that it happened in Mexico than he is of the fact Shanquella got murked. That's what I'm saying. Listen here. When I lost my best friend, baby, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I was crying hysterically. I couldn't talk. I was, shutting down. That was how I was grieving. I can't tell anyone else how to grieve, but my best friend, if I had her back today, if I could send up a special prayer and have her back, I would. So yeah, the body language, is very interesting how they are all taking it. Let's go ahead and get into this interview. Actually, before we get into the interview, guys, if you are in here, I want you to please like the video, and I want to thank you for coming out. Here we are. Thank you all so much for supporting Queen Tulsa, the show, whether it's a like, a share, a subscribe, a Cash App, a PayPal, or a Zelle. Thank you for coming by and watching the show. And this is your commercial for being acknowledged for just being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Without you, who would be watching? Thank you for tuning in.
7 de la mañana a 12 del día, en ese lapso ella falleció. En ese lapso ella había fallecido.
So what he gathered was from 7 a.m. in the morning to 12 p.m. During that time, Shanquella had already passed away.
So let me ask him. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Zuniga.
Siga.
Segundo, cuando la doctora llega casi a las 3 de la tarde, o sea, ya tenía mucho tiempo. Incluso la persona que encuentra a Shanquella Robinson tirada en el piso de su habitación es una persona de servicio, y en su testimonio ella dice que encontró un cuerpo inerte, duro, que ya tenía tiempo ahí fallecida.
Okay, so secondly, what happened was that when the doctor had come in, it was after 3 o'clock. Therefore, Shanquella had passed away a while already, and she was discovered by a service worker. And when they had discovered the body,
So she got discovered by a service worker. Well, has a service worker been interviewed? Is that service worker in this? Have they got it? Is she being investigated? Everybody that's walked up on the scene, that showed up on the scene, that knew about the scene, that knew about the actions and the foul play, are they being interviewed? Because not only are we putting the pressure on those 6, we want everybody involved, the doctor, the nurse, the whoever, but let's get into the content.
her report was that the body was already had been dead for a while because it was going through the process of becoming hard already.
Oh, now when he talks about the service worker, or is he saying like the maid?
Cuando dice una persona de servicio, ¿se está refiriendo a unas de las criadas?
Es persona de servicio que hace la limpieza, es la que hace el hallazgo del cuerpo de Shanquella y hace el reporte.
So the service worker would be considered the person that came in to clean the room, and that's who had found Shanquella's body and made the report.
Okay, so it was a hotel housekeeper. So the housekeeper, the maid, however they refer to them. So it was the housekeeper or the maid that walked in and was like, wow, what did she do after?
Now, Mr. Zuniga, because this is some of the questions that I have, or later on down, he's already answering them. So I'm going to be all over the place. So, Mr. Zuniga, do you know where exactly Shanquella was found when the service worker came inside the room or inside the villa?
Primero dice que inicialmente tenía una lista de preguntas, pero si estamos haciendo la entrevista, él está contestando, entonces dice que va a estar por donde quiera, ¿verdad? Pero quería saber que si usted sabe dónde fue donde encontró esa persona de servicio, dónde fue donde encontraron el cuerpo de Shanquella.
Shanquella estaba en el lugar donde cayó sentada, ahí quedó su cuerpo.
He says that the body was found the same position where she fell, which was sitting down. That's exactly how they found the body. That's where they found her.
Okay.
Importante que sepan que cuando Shanquella es atacada, las personas que están involucradas son 3. Salen de la habitación y la dejan ahí.
So from what he gathered was that there was 3 people that were attacked, and what he wants you to know and keep in mind was that they noted that it was 3 people, and they noticed that 3 people were seen walking out of the bedroom.
Okay. So, Mr. Zuniga, my question, so I had the opportunity to read over the death certificate. The video that we saw is Daejhanae Jackson assaulting Shanquella. But the death certificate stated that she was found inside, well, she was pronounced dead in the living room. She was in the living room when, they found her. So,
Okay, hold on a minute. Quiere él que usted sepa que él tiene la copia del acta de defunción y la observó, la examinó, y dice que el video que estamos viendo, que hemos visto de Daejhanae atacando a Shanquella, la acta de defunción dice que ella falleció, ¿verdad? Después de que la habían atacado. Okay, go ahead.
So did they drag her from upstairs or downstairs into the living room and sat her in a chair?
La acta de defunción dice que ella había fallecido en la sala, entonces él quiere saber si la habían sacado de la recámara donde estaba, donde falleció, y la pusieron en la en la sala donde supuestamente dice el acta de difunción que la encontraron.
Sí, efectivamente.
Yes.
Cuando ella la encuentra, la doctora solicitan, el grupo de amigos que están ahí solicitan que la muevan para que la doctora la revise. Pero ella ya estaba, cuando en el video se ve, según el estudio de mecánica de impacto que hicieron aquí en México, se ve que le da la vuelta al cuerpo y cae sentada. Cuando ella cae sentada, ella ya prácticamente estaba en un proceso de fallecimiento.
Okay, so what he has here, espérame, ahora sí ya se me fue la onda. So yes, the question was, let's start from the question. The question was, yes, she was dragged from the bedroom into the living room because when the doctor got there, she needed to observe her. So they took her from the bedroom into the living room. So after.
Okay, she just said they drug her and then they moved her. So which one was it? Did they drag her lifeless body or did they carefully move her body? These are questions that we need answers to.
After watching the video, the mechanics and the aspect and the impact of the video.
So did they drag her from upstairs or downstairs into the living room and sat her in a chair?
La acta de difunción dice que ella había fallecido en la sala, entonces él quiere saber si la habían sacado de la recámara donde estaba, donde falleció, y la pusieron en la sala donde supuestamente dice el acta de difunción que la encontraron.
Sí, efectivamente.
Yes.
Cuando ella la encuentra, la doctora solicitan, el grupo de amigos que están ahí solicitan que la muevan para que la doctora la revise. Pero ella ya estaba, cuando en el video se ve, según el estudio de mecánica de impacto que hicieron aquí en México, se ve que le da la vuelta al cuerpo y cae sentada. Cuando ella cae sentada, ella ya prácticamente estaba en un proceso de fallecimiento.
Okay, so what he has here, espérame, ahora sí ya se me fue la onda. So yes, the question was, let's start from the question. The question was, yes, she was dragged from the bedroom into the living room because when the doctor got there, she needed to observe her. So they took her from the bedroom into the living room. So after watching the video, the mechanics and the aspect and the impact of the video. So when it looks like she was flipped over in the video, and when she landed, what they had analyzed was that the body was in the process of dying.
En ese estado en el que ella la encuentra, en el que pasa los videos, le llaman sobrevida. Es decir, si se dan cuenta, ella ya no se mueve, nada más, ya no se puede parar, nada más mete las manos, se cubre y ya, pero ella ya no se podía levantar porque ya estaba en esa etapa de fallecimiento en ese momento. A 15 minutos después es cuando ella fallece.
Okay, so in the state that she landed.
Okay, so can y'all help me out? Am I understanding this correctly? Like Gerald doesn't really seem interested. He seems bothered. He really doesn't seem connected. Is it just me or are you guys getting that body language too? It's like Gerald is not connected. He's like all over the place. He's shimmying, he's texting, he's rolling his eyes. But I could be wrong.
They call this sobrevida, and I'm trying to find the best word.
You're fine. Take your time.
Yes, let me find the word. Busco la palabra adecuada. Sober life is what I'm finding. No, sobre vida, yeah. It says here, it says sober life. So he says the process when she landed, you can see right before that she was covering her face, and when she landed, she wasn't able to get up no more. So she was in the process of already dying because she couldn't move anymore.
So, Mrs. Zuniga, the video that is now viral, you're telling us that once Daejhanae assault her the way she did, slam her, knee her, that the moment that we saw Shanquella do like that, that was the last. I mean, she wasn't able to get back up after that.
Entonces dice que el video viral que hemos visto que Daejhanae asalta a Shanquella y la avienta en el suelo y después ya no se pudo levantar. Es lo que
I can understand notes, but are you gonna? Does it seem like you're gonna get aggravated? When I look at my notes, I'm not aggravated. He just seems not in touch. He seems disturbed from my observation, you know. And from your observation, you said he might be looking at notes, you know, or someone is texting him and he responded. Exactly. Okay. Okay. Well, from all angles, I'm into body language. That's just like Mr. Corrado. Yeah. But let's get into it. I'll drop. Do you guys think that I should drop the link or the call-in number, like to let you guys sound off on? Let me know. I'm gonna play the content for us.
es lo que significa que ya no tuvo vida después de eso.
Sí, o sea, ya estaba fracturada ella, ya no se pudo levantar. Y en ese pasó un lapso de minutos para que ella perdiera la vida, porque prácticamente cuando cae ya ella prácticamente estaba falleciendo de manera terrible.
He says yes. So when she did land, and it was a few minutes after that she did pass away. So it was a terrible way of her dying, because yes, when she did land, she wasn't able to get up anymore.
Wow.
And that she passed away in a terrible way.
Now, wow. Now, Mr. Zuniga, this information that you're sharing with us, did this also come from your informant that is a source with the police there?
Esta información que está usted compartiendo con nosotros es información que usted agarró de los informantes de policía.
Es correcto, el estudio de la mecánica, el estudio de cómo sucedieron los hechos, la agresión y todo el contexto que rodeó la muerte de Shanquella, lo he platicado yo con agentes de investigación de la policía.
So yes, all the information that he has gotten, the mechanics of the impact, the aggression, all that information he has gotten from the contacts from the police department.
Okay, and I respect his sources, because I also, Mr. Zuniga, I respect your sources, because I also, get sources, and we get information as well. Can you tell him that?
Dice que le respeta la fuente de información que tiene de sus informantes. Él le respeta la información, las personas pues que le están dando la información y todos los datos que son actuales.
De hecho, nosotros estamos trabajando con eso precisamente porque ha habido muchas especulaciones en redes sociales donde se habla incluso del tema de que hay dos videos y que hay información, y eso es falso, no hay dos videos. Yo hoy corroboré con una gente de la fiscalía y me dicen, no, es que no hay dos videos, hay un solo video que es el que se hizo viral.
Okay, so the reason why he wants you to get this information as well is because there's been so much speculation in social media, the discovery of two videos, and he has collaborated with the district attorney and the offices that are doing the investigation, that there's no other video, it's just the video that has gone viral. Everything else has been speculation, and he wants to make sure that that we're aware of that. It's only one video, not two videos.
Okay. Tell him thank you so much, Mr. Zuniga, for that information. So there's only one video. So, and this is the video because, and I want you to translate this to him. Sources that I've spoken.
Muchas gracias, ¿verdad? Que la información que está dando que dice entonces que nomás es un video, ¿verdad?
Es correcto, un solo video. Y en ese video, cuando se graba ese video, hay 3 personas adentro de la habitación.
So that video, he says there's only one video and they see that there's 3 people in the bedroom.
Okay. So I just want to be very clear with this because I understand, Mrs. Zuniga, I just want to be very clear with this. I want my followers to understand where we're going. And I just want us to be very, very, very clear on this.
Queremos estar bien claro con todo esto porque quiere que sus seguidores sepan esta información y vamos a estar bien claro con esto.
Claro que sí.
Okay. So, Mrs. Zuniga, you stated that there is one video, and in that video, we can see at least that there are 3 other people other than Daejhanae and Shanquella that is in that video. Obviously, Daejhanae is assaulting Shanquella. But then we see a gentleman on the left and on the right, and of course, the person that's filming. So it was really only 5 there, correct?
Dice, queremos estar bien claros, en el video dice que son 3 personas aparte de Daejhanae y Shanquella. Se ve un joven al lado derecha o se ve un joven a la mano izquierda. Entonces quiere aclarar que fueron 3 personas aparte de la persona que asaltó a Shanquella. Entonces en sí eran 5 personas.
No, eran 3. Una, Jackson. El otro, Cali. Tercera,
Donovan. So he says, no, not 5, 3 people, which was Jackson, Winter Donovan, y la otra persona, ¿cuál era el apellido?
Cali Cook.
Kelly Cook was the 3rd person.
Es el que graba el video.
Is the person recording the video.
Okay. Thank you. Tell him thank you.
Gracias.
So there is more footage to the video that we saw that's now viral, correct, Mrs. Zuniga?
Dice que hay más imágenes del video que hemos visto. Aparte de lo que hemos visto, hay más imágenes, ¿cierto?
Hay 2 videos más. Uno que está en la hamaca Shanquella y el segundo donde están todos reunidos en una habitación. Son los otros 2 videos que hay, pero que no tienen relación en el momento del homicidio, en el momento del ataque.
So he says the other 2 videos that you do see is when when Shanquella is in the hammock, and the other video where they are having dinner, but they're not related to the assault.
Okay.
But hold on, I think let me ask him clearly. El video, o sea que nomás lo que hemos visto viral es parte del video, o sea el video no está completo lo que hemos visto, está más largo, está exhibo el video.
Hasta donde tengo información es lo que se grabó. No sé si esté si las autoridades ahorita tengan la versión más amplia de ese video, pero es lo que circuló y es lo que hay en las carpetas de investigación.
So the video that we have seen, I think the question was if the video that we have seen, was it longer? Is that what your question was?
Yes. Is it a longer version instead of the 18?
Okay. So he says he is not sure. We've only seen the viral portion of it. He's not sure if the investigators, the police doing the investigation, have a longer version of the video.
Okay. Thank you.
Gracias.
Now, Mrs. Zuniga, I want to talk about, because I'm going to be all over the place, but I want to talk about more of this nurse and this doctor and everything that happened in that villa. Now, my question is, well, let me back up because I had a question to add to something that we were talking about earlier, but we got away from it. Can you translate that to him, please?
Ok, dice que tiene muchas preguntas y está donde quiera todavía, ¿verdad? Pero quiere hablar respecto de la enfermera, quiere hablar respecto del doctor y ahorita tiene una pregunta de lo que ya estábamos hablando anteriormente. Go ahead.
Okay. So, earlier, Mr. Zuniga, you stated to me that the service worker found Shanquella and made the call. So, I want to know, when the service worker found Shanquella, the friends were not at all in the villa. Did they come back? Or was they there when the service member found her?
La pregunta que él tiene es, dice que cuando dijo que la persona de servicio había encontrado el cuerpo de Shanquella, las otras personas que estaban con ella estaban adentro de la vila o habían salido. ¿Dónde es donde estaban las otras personas cuando la persona de servicio encontró el cuerpo?
Estaban afuera todos, no había nadie en la habitación. Ella les avisa, los busca y ya les avisa que su amiga está mala y es cuando ellos van a la habitación. Pero el cuerpo lo abandonaron, las personas que estuvieron en el momento del homicidio lo abandonaron, se salieron para fingir que ellos no sabían nada. Y cuando llega la persona de servicio, entonces da cuenta, entonces ellos se hacen como los que apenas se enteraron de lo que había pasado.
So what happened was that when the body was found in the bedroom, the other folks were not in the bedroom, they were out. So when she found them, she went looking for them to inform them that she had found the body. So when they came back, they made it appear to be, they faked it rather, as if they had just found out. She told them that her friend was ill. She mentioned that the friend was ill. And so when they came back, they faked it as if they didn't know what had happened.
And that, being that, Mr. Zuniga, being that the service worker told them that she was ill, it kind of makes me wonder, is that the part, or is that when Khalil Cook called back here to Charlotte to tell Miss Salamandra and Quilla Long that Shanquella was sick, she wasn't feeling good, and then called back to state that, you know, she was being resuscitated? Okay, so they weren't in the bedroom.
Okay, so he had said they had abandoned the body. Yes.
Right.
Entonces, la pregunta de él dice que cuando ellos regresaron a la recámara, Khalil Cook fue el que había hecho la llamada a su mamá diciéndole que ella estaba enferma, que estaba enferma y que había llegado a los paramédicos y que le estaban haciendo el esfuerzo para resucitarla. Entonces, fue cuando él había regresado, ¿verdad?
Sí, cuando les informan que Shanquella está inconsciente, es cuando ellos regresan al lugar después de haberse salido cuando fue atacada. Los otros 3 personas nunca estuvieron presentes. Hay 3 personas en las que nunca estuvieron ahí en el momento del ataque ni nada. Del grupo de 6 personas que iban. Solamente los 3 que mencioné, ellos son los únicos que estaban en la habitación cuando pasó la agresión. Se salen y regresan cuando les avisan. Y entonces fingen ellos haberse enterado que, es que estaba muy bebida, y entonces arman su estrategia para mentir a la familia de Shanquella.
Okay, so what happened was that out of the 6 people that were there, the 3 people that he had mentioned that had walked out of the bedroom are the same 3 that came back and then faked it as if the reason why they came back was because the service worker had told them that she was ill. So when they came back was when they formed they formed the story, or they constructed the story of, well, she was intoxicated and she had drank too much. And that's when they made it appear to be that they had, Khalil had informed the parents. But they had abandoned the body.
So what time did Mr. Zuniga, what time did the maid, what time did the service worker discover that Shanquella was ill?
¿A qué horas fue cuando la persona de servicio fue que había encontrado que Shanquella estaba supuestamente enferma?
Después de las 12 del día.
It was after 12 o'clock.
Sí, porque después le avisan a la doctora y la llamada que le entra a la doctora es a las 2:03 de la tarde, a las 2:13 de la tarde.
Okay, so it was it was after 12, and the call that was placed to the doctor was at 3 o'clock. A las 2 o las 3?
2:13 minutos.
At 2:13 p.m. was when the call was placed to the doctor.
Okay. So Mr. Zuniga, I just want to clarify this. I'm just trying to get an understanding for myself and for my viewers. So Shanquella was not deceased at the moment that the service worker found her, correct? She wasn't deceased yet. She wasn't dead yet.
Quiero clarificar esto para los seguidores, que el momento que la persona de servicio, cuando encontró a Shanquella, todavía no estaba fallecida.
Ya estaba fallecida. Tenía de las 7 a las 12. Ella llegó después de las 12.
She had been dead already.
Ya no se movía.
She died from between 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. She wasn't moving no more.
De hecho, ella la toca y siente el cuerpo duro, inerte.
In fact, when she did touch her, her body was already hard.
Okay, excuse me, I'm just trying to get understanding. So that means the medical examiner lied too, because the medical examiner report said that she died at 15 minutes after her injury, which would be at 3 o'clock p.m. So how is
Entonces quiere decir de que el examinador médico echó mentiras también, porque había dicho que había fallecido 15 minutos después del accidente.
Es correcto. Lo que tengo yo mintió, pero además los 14 CPRs que le hizo a Shanquella para tratar de revivirla fue por presión de los amigos, a ver si podía hacer algo por ella para que se pudiera recuperar. Sin embargo, recordemos que ella estaba lastimada de la columna y al hacer el CPR la afectó más.
All right, so yes, she did lie. And it also indicated that she had done 14 CPRs. And the reason why she had done the 14 CPRs was because of Shanquella's friends had pressured her into doing that. So Shanquella's neck was fractured already. And with her doing the CPR, with them having some kind of chance of reviving her, believing that she was going to be revived, damaged her even more so.
No, okay. Now, I tell Mr. Zuniga, I understand that the doctor who treated Shanquella lied, but the autopsy that was done that stated that Shanquella died 15 minutes after her injuries was at 3 o'clock. So we know the doctor who was in the villa that treated Shanquella lied. But also, is it true that the medical examiner also lied with the time of when she died? If she died at 12?
Ok, entonces sabemos que la doctora que estaba tratando a Shanquella en la vila echó mentiras, pero la autopsia, el certificado de defunción, dice, por medio de la autopsia, dice que ella había fallecido 15 minutos después. Entonces quiere decir que el examinador médico, quien produjo el certificado o la autopsia, echó mentiras también.
No, la autopsia no te revela el momento del fallecimiento, te da un lapso de tiempo. Es decir, te dice de tal hora a tal hora esta persona falleció en el momento que hace la autopsia. Es decir, ellos hicieron la autopsia, por decirlo, después de las 6, 7 de la tarde, cuando ellos se llevaron el cuerpo de Shanquella a la CEMEFO. Y cuando terminaron el estudio o la necropsia, más o menos arrojaron el horario en el que había fallecido. No te emite una hora exacta. La necropsia no te da una hora exacta, te da un periodo aproximado.
So the autopsy gives you a range of when the body when the death occurred. It doesn't give you an accurate reading of when she died. So she says if they picked up the body and they did the autopsy wasn't done. They didn't take her to the morgue till about 6 or 7 o'clock. So it just gives you a range of when she could have passed away.
Okay, I'm just trying to get an understanding. So, if that's the case, you know what? Never mind. Tell me. I'm gonna scratch that question because it's just going to be repetitive. Because I just want to know, well, how does the service worker know when she died? If what the medical examiner is saying at 3, we know that the doctor lady that was there lied. We know she told a bunch of lies. I was just confused with the service worker saying she was dead at 12, and then
No. He didn't say the service worker had said that.
Okay, I'm confused.
So the service worker, when she got there, she felt the body, and the body felt hard already.
Right.
So she made the report saying that she had found the body.
But go ahead. Because a few minutes ago, I heard that she was dead at 12. Maybe I misunderstood.
Okay, entonces él está un poco confundido, porque la confusión es si está el certificado. Alguien había dicho que ella había fallecido más o menos 15 minutos después del accidente, que habían anotado que ella falleció a las 3:15. La persona de servicio la encontró después de las 12. So I'm trying to make the clarification. I said, I don't know somewhere indicated that she had been deceased 15 minutes after the accident, which was 3:15. The service worker said she found the body right after noon.
Okay. So this, okay.
Ando queriendo clarificar porque está un poquito confundido Geraldo.
No se preocupe.
Okay.
Es que realmente quien miente es la información que proporcionaron al parte informativo de la policía, los primeros que llegan. Ahí ellos basan el caso en lo que la doctora les dice, porque ellos hacen una entrevista con la doctora y la doctora les dice, les relata lo que pasó. Entonces ahí es la confusión. En realidad la necropsia es correcta, es real, nada más que no te arroja una hora. Te da un lapso aproximado del tiempo que estaba, en el momento que se hace la necropsia, se hace un tiempo aproximado de fallecimiento. No es un dato científico así real que diga a las 3:15 falleció, no. 15 minutos sí, después sí, de la lesión, pero no te da un horario.
Okay, so
quiero que quede claro.
Okay, what happened was that the autopsy information is not incorrect because it cannot give you an exact time of when she passed away. It gives you an approximate time range from when she could have passed away. Okay. The accuracy of that is that she did pass away 15 minutes after the incident. Okay, but the information where the miscommunication is the information that was given to the authorities, to the police that showed up via the doctor because of what the friends had, the information that the friends had given to the doctor. So that's where the miscommunication was.
Okay. So, okay.
So the doctor gives the police and the authorities the information that the friends had given her.
Right. All right. And I know over here in the United States, police officers also relay information from their report, times and dates to the medical examiner. So even if they did, hypothetically speaking, relay the report of what this doctor who treated her was saying, the time still would have been different. You could tell them that.
Dice que aquí, ¿verdad? También la policía le da la información al examinador de médico. Entonces, él entiende eso, ¿verdad? Que esa fue la información que se les da.
Es
Okay.
correcto, es correcto.
Okay, so this is my next question.
One moment. También es importante decir que la policía que llega no es la policía que investiga los crímenes, es la que recibe la llamada para que vayan a ver. En México le llaman primeros respondientes, son los primeros policías que llegan a investigar si es cierto o no es cierto lo que pasó, y una vez que ellos corroboran esa información, entonces si es un homicidio o alguien fallecido, entonces ya llaman al Ministerio Público, pero ellos no investigan, ellos nada más atienden los reportes.
Okay, so the first responders, which was the police, are the police that took the report, which is not the same police that did the investigation.
Gotcha.
The police will go ahead and determine whether it was a homicide and then report that to the public minister. And then you get the police investigators that come in.
Got you. Okay, got you. Okay. Again, I'm just trying to get an understanding of everything that has transpired. Now, I do want to ask Mr. Zuniga, I do want to ask you another question. So, according to what the doctor who treated Shanquella said, the service worker found Shanquella at 12 when she got there to do her cleaning. And then she made the call for the doctor to come. So, and the doctor, and according to your reporting, it has been reported that the doctor got there an hour after the call was made, which would be at 2:16 or something like that. So my question to you is, did the service worker call immediately after she told the friends that their friend was ill in the bedroom, or did she buy enough time?
La pregunta que él quiere saber es, la persona del servicio que llegó más o menos a las 12, que encontró el cuerpo, después de las 12 que encontró el cuerpo, esa persona llamó a la doctora, y la doctora, o sea, fue la doctora, o
No.
que llegó la doctora una hora después, supuestamente el reporte que usted hizo, una hora después de que le habían llamado, que fue a las 2:15, 2:13. Entonces, ¿fue las personas, los amigos, o la doctora la persona del servicio quien llamó a la doctora? Y si la persona del servicio llamó a la doctora, ¿tuvieron suficiente tiempo para más o menos? ¿Tuvo tiempo que llegó?
La persona de servicio le avisa a los amigos de Shanquella que estaban afuera, andaban en otra área de ahí de la villa, no estaban ahí en la habitación, ninguno, estaba solo. Ellos le avisan, entonces ellos van, revisan, y entonces Donovan es la persona que hace la llamada al 911 para solicitar la presencia de la policía. Primero le llama a la pregunta y le dan un dato de un hospital. Ella llama al hospital, llega la doctora, la revisa y toda la historia que ya hemos relatado. Cuando ya la doctora dice no hay nada que hacer, la declara muerta, entonces es cuando ella llama al 911 y pide la ambulancia para ver si la pueden llevar a un hospital. Pero al hablar al 911, la llamada entra para la policía y entonces le dan aviso a la policía y le dan aviso a la ambulancia.
Okay, so the service worker found the body, and the friends were somewhere in the villa, but not in the. Okay, so the friends to come in, and so Winter is the person that decides to call. They gave her the information to call a hospital, and the hospital is who sent this doctor over. So when the doctor gets there, and then she informs the friends that that she was dead, that she couldn't everything else to resuscitate her. So then Winter decides to call 911 to call the ambulance to take her to a hospital.
Okay. And let me just clear up the reason why I ask these questions, and I still don't understand. I still just have questions, but let me clear it up for people who are wondering. The reason why I was asking the questions, and it may sound repetitive to some of you, but it's not, because the truth of the matter is people are posting stuff about what has happened and it's not true. So y'all are easy to believe anything instead of letting someone understand and figure out what happened, so people won't be going and just grabbing things from different places of people's. And you don't have to translate this to him, but I just want to tell them this. The reason why I'm asking, because at 12 o'clock, if the maid found Shanquella at 12, and the reporting that Mr. Zuniga has done and what the police report states, it said that the doctor arrived an hour late. From 12 to 2 is 2 hours. So I'm trying to understand, is everybody part of this cover up that's going on, or if it's certain people? That's what I'm trying to, that's what I'm trying to understand, what's going on. Because it's like, well, if the doctor found him at 2 and then she told them that the friend was ill, did she let them go in there and figure out what they was going to do and then called? You know what I'm saying? Or did she, say, hey, your friend, you know what I'm saying? I think he's getting confused about what actually happened, during the time the doctor was there, rather than what happened when the service worker found her. So I just want to clear that up so people understand, where I'm coming from as far as why I'm asking these questions. So dumb people ain't gonna understand, Gabriella. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Mr. Zuniga, dumb people ain't gonna understand the understanding and the timeline, because that's part of an investigation. That's part of a prosecuting case. You need to understand the timeline. Okay, so I just wanted to clear that up for people that was just wondering, because a lot of people are like, yeah, because it would be 2 hours. It wouldn't be an hour late after she called. Then that means the doctor would have arrived 2 hours late. So I just wanted to clear up the 12 and all that stuff. That's fine. So tell Mrs. Zuniga, thank you so much, for hearing me rant without, you telling me what to say.
Dice, no quiere que vaya a traducir todo, ¿verdad? Porque está queriendo él explicar a los seguidores qué es lo que está pasando. Fueron muchas mentiras, mucha especulación. Entonces, él nomás quiere agarrar claramente qué fue el transcurso que pasó después de las 12 a las 3. Si tu reporte de investigación había dicho que ella había llegado a las 2:13, pero si la mujer de servicio, la persona de servicio encontró el cuerpo a las 12, ella no llegó hasta las 2:13. ¿Qué pasó en el transcurso? Él quiere saber si estas personas, quién está colaborando con la cobertura. O sea, él quiere saber si durante ese tiempo ellos colaboraron, tuvieron tiempo de hacer historia. ¿Qué fue lo que pasó de las 12 a las 2:13?
Recordemos que Shanquella falleció entre las 7 de la mañana y las 12 del día. La doctora le llamaron a las 2:13, pero ella fue hasta las 3:15 de la tarde. O sea, desde el ataque, tuvieron más de 5 horas ellos para poder planear lo que había pasado. ¿Qué iban a explicarle a los demás? Porque los otros compañeros no estuvieron en el momento del ataque. Entonces, ellos, cuando les reportan, inventan esa historia ya después, cuando dicen, es que estaba muy tomada y se cayó.
So let's start out with Shanquella passed away between 7 to 12 p.m.
Okay.
Doctor wasn't called till 2:13. She didn't get there till 3:13. So he says the parties, which was 3, he says the other people were not aware of what happened. It was only the 3 that were in the room that saw what happened. So during that time, he says basically they had 5 hours to come up with whatever they were going to tell. And that's where they had come up with the story or manufacture the story of the intoxication, the alcohol poisoning, or whatever that was. So it was 5 hours that they had to come up with that story.
Okay, got you. Thank you so much, Mr. Zuniga, for clearing that up.
Gracias por la clarificación.
Now, Mrs. Zuniga, I want to talk a little bit about.
My dog's in the way.
Because I'm not going to keep him long. But I want to ask these other questions, and some of them he's already answered. Mrs. Zuniga, I want to talk about this doctor, this police officer, and this person from the PGJE. Can you tell them that?
Okay. I'm sorry, I had these folks here in
You
my way.
want me to repeat it?
Repeat it, please.
Okay, yeah. So, tell Mrs. Zuniga, I want to talk about the doctor in the room, the police officers, and the person at the PGJE that he spoke of in his article. That's what I want to make.
Hablar del doctor, la policía y la persona que dice del PJGE que menciona usted en el reporte.
CPR.
CPR? No. You said PJE.
No, PGJE.
PGJE. No sé, usted reporta.
La PGJE son las iniciales de la Fiscalía, Procuraduría General de Justicia del Estado.
Those are the initials to the district. ¿De quién? Disculpe.
De la Fiscalía.
The district, the attorney.
The district attorneys.
Yes.
Okay, right. So I want to talk about that. So, I saw, Mrs. Zuniga, in your article where you refer to the police officers as the first responders. And I want to know, did the police arrive after the doctor who treated her and pronounced her dead at 5:57? Did they arrive after she was pronounced dead by Carolina Patrice, the doctor, or was they already there while she was treating Shanquella?
De acuerdo al reporte que usted había puesto, había indicado de que habían anunciado que ella había fallecido a las 3, que era a las 3:56. Entonces él quiere saber si la policía llegó después de que ella había documentado que ella había fallecido.
Es correcto, la policía llegó después de que ella ya había fallecido. Llega junto con la doctora. La doctora llega y luego llega una ambulancia de la Cruz Roja. Pero para entonces ella ya había fallecido.
No, pero la policía, cuando ellos llegaron,
Uh-huh.
La policía llegó después de que la doctora había pronunciado que ya había fallecido Shanquella.
Sí, llegó.
Los
la policía
primeros.
Llegó cuando a ellos les avisan que estaba una persona con problemas en la villa. Entonces ellos va la doctora, y ya cuando la doctora ingresa a la villa, a la casa o donde estaban ellos hospedados, hace la revisión. Ya cuando sale, ahí está la policía, y ya ellos interrogan a la doctora, y la doctora les dice lo que pasó. Y es ahí donde ellos hacen su reporte, que le entregan al Ministerio Público de lo que ellos recolectaron de información, y se lo entregan para decirle pues que ahí está lo que la doctora dijo.
Okay, so the first responders came at the same time when the doctor got there.
Okay.
But it was after the doctor had pronounced it was when she reported to the police, to the first responders, as to the police interrogated the doctor, and that's when she gave them the report as to what had happened.
Okay, that answers that.
So the ambulance, so it was the doctor first had arrived with the police shortly after, which is the ambulance, the Red Cross. And then after she had pronounced her dead was when the police then took the report or interrogated her.
Okay. So again, I'm just trying to get an understanding myself. So, Mr. Zuniga, when the doctor arrived, the police arrived with her. So, was the police not watching everything that was transpiring? Were they standing outside? I mean,
Él quiere saber cuando llegó el doctor y llegó la policía se quedó afuera o ellos no estaban viendo lo que estaba pasando.
No, la policía se queda afuera, en resguardo, no puede entrar porque son primeros respondientes, pero estaban platicando con los amigos de Shanquella, estaban ahí con ellos esperando que saliera la doctora.
So no, they are first responders, but they were outside. They could not come in. They were outside talking to Shanquella's friends. They didn't come in until after the doctor said it was okay to come in.
Únicamente entró el paramédico que iba de la Cruz Roja y ella.
Only the paramedics from the Red Cross and the doctor went in.
okay, so that makes sense. And I hope Mr. Bernard is watching because he was told that Khalil had called and stated that they were making him step outside. Okay. So,
él dice que ojalá que el señor Bernard, que es el papá de Shanquella, esté viendo porque Khalil Cook le había informado a los papás de que estaban haciendo el intento de suicidarla y él estaba afuera.
Lo que dijo el amigo de Shanquella, Kelly Q, fueron puras mentiras lo que le hablaron a la familia. Realmente todo lo que ellos dijeron cuando hablaron a Estados Unidos fue solamente mentiras lo que contaron para que no los culparan de este homicidio o este feminicidio. Entonces trajeron a la familia con puras mentiras y con puras cosas que inventaron ellos, que no pasaron y que se comprobaron ahora que la fiscalía hizo la investigación y obtuvo elementos científicos. Incluso se hablaba de un pleito, de que hubo un pleito y descartado porque en los estudios que hicieron no encontraron huellas de que alguien haya caído así, ¿no? Sino se ve nada más en la escena de donde estaba Shanquella. Ahí nada más se ve, pero afuera o en otro lado no había rastros de nada que hubiera indicara que había habido un pleito, como primero después cuando pasó lo que
he says Khalil Cook, when he had called the family, he had been telling lies, and the friends, when they went back to Shanquella's family to inform what had happened, or when they were calling, it was all fabrication, it was all lies. And the reason why they were lying, because they did not want to be accused of the homicide that had just occurred. Also, they had mentioned that there had been an altercation, and after the police came in, the investigators came in, they took fingerprints and they took the scene of the accident. There was no proof. There was nothing that indicated that there had been any type of fight, as they had indicated, as the friends had indicated.
so
After the forensics and all the investigation that they did inside the bedroom, there was no signs of any other altercation.
Todo ese trabajo se hizo en la recámara, se hizo en el baño, se hizo en la sala, se hizo afuera. Revisaron todo y no encontraron nada que indicara eso.
The forensics were done inside the restroom, the living room, the bedroom, outside, throughout, and there was no signs of it, of any altercation.
Okay, so Mrs. Zuniga, I want to ask you, the friends could not come inside while the medics were inside working. So at what point did the doctor, Carolina Beatrice, tell the friends that they needed to get Shanquella to the hospital? Did she go outside and tell them? Did she call them in at that point?
Okay, entonces la doctora no permitió que entraran los amigos de Shanquella. Entonces, ¿a qué momento fue cuando ella les avisó de que Shanquella necesitaba que ir al hospital? ¿Les llamó ellos para adentro?
And let me say this. This is something that I'm not understanding as well. Nazeer never in that video said that, oh, we talked to the authorities and, blah, blah, blah. it just seems like they were all ready to get up out of Mexico before they was under the jail. So they knew jail was coming. They just didn't know that the story that they told, it just wasn't good enough. But let's get into it.
O ella salió para afuera para hacer
Ella salió para afuera para avisarles que ocupaban una ambulancia. Inicialmente ellos se negaron, no querían que fuera ella a un hospital, quería que la atendieran ahí. Por eso se tarda más tiempo, pero ellos ya sabían que estaba muerta. Entonces hacen el intento, la doctora hace el intento, pero obviamente no podría revivir una muerta, una persona fallecida. Entonces,
permíteme. So she went outside and informed her that she needed to get her to the hospital, and they denied. They wanted her to be treated there, so they insisted that she be treated there, but they already knew that she was dead.
They already knew she was
entonces, ya que pasa eso, ella sale y les dice pues que tienen que llamar a una ambulancia, y es cuando Donovan hace la llamada y solicita la ambulancia. Pero cuando llega la ambulancia, ya está la declararon muerta como a las 5:57 de la tarde, más o menos.
Okay, so then she insisted, Donovan insisted of not, the doctor insisted of calling the ambulance, and that's when Winter Donovan had made that phone call. But she had already been dead, so they declared her dead at 5:57
más o menos.
5:57 was when she had been declared dead.
Okay. Now, I want to I don't want to ask this question. Okay, so the friends were outside being questioned by the police. She went out there and phoned. Now, Mr. Zuniga, from your because I'm trying my best not to go outside of your expertise. You know, it's a lot of things that as investigative journalists and bloggers, we really don't know. But I want to ask you this. From the investigation that you have been doing yourself, and knowing that the CABO6 knew that Shanquella was already dead, did your sources give you any indication of why they denied having her be transported to the hospital? We knew they killed her, or they knew she was dead. But do you have any information as to why they said no, we don't want her to be transported, treat her here, other than
de acuerdo de la investigación que usted hizo, señor Zuniga, y él no quiere, ¿verdad? No, dice que es muy difícil hacer la pregunta, pero si los amigos, ellos ya sabían que ella ya había fallecido, sus contactos no saben por qué no querían llamar, no querían transportarla, o por qué era la razón que no querían transportarla, si ellos ya sabían que ella había fallecido.
Porque al llevarla, al llevarla a un hospital y hacerle una revisión más con aparatos y con más doctores, se iban a dar cuenta que estaba golpeada, que estaba quebrada de la espalda, que estaba quebrada. Entonces ellos no querían eso. ¿Por qué? Porque se iban a dar cuenta, entonces iban a empezar las investigaciones. ¿Qué pasa? Que ellos al día siguiente se van, todos se van. Y tenían un día más en la villa, y sin embargo al día siguiente agarran sus cosas y se van, abandonan la villa.
So the reason why is because if they would have taken Shanquella to the hospital with the hospital having more people involved, with having to check her, and they would determine that she was dead and that she had been beaten up, then they would have to, be more involved. So he says they left the villa the following day. They had another day scheduled to stay in the villa, and they left a day early. So other than that, they felt that they had left because they did not want to be quite beaten up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for answering that question, Mr. Zuniga. Now, Mr. Zuniga, while the nurse or doctor was there treating Shanquella, did she not notice the bruises on Shanquella's face?
Durante la inspección de la doctora, que no se había fijado que tenía los moretones y las fracturas que ella tenía ya en la cara.
La doctora no reportó ningún moretones ni nada. Lo que yo platiqué y se lo comenté a uno de los agentes de investigación que están en el caso, pero me decía él que muy posiblemente no se dio cuenta por el color de la piel de Shanquella. Por eso no se alcanzaban a ver los moretones, los golpes. Fue por eso que no detectaron en el momento que hubiera eso hasta que la llevan al anfiteatro, que le empiezan a revisar y se dan cuenta que está quebrada y todo. Entonces es cuando ya se dan cuenta que sí tienen la sospecha que fue un homicidio.
Okay, so the doctor did not report that there was any bruising or anything like that on Shanquella's face. Gerardo had spoken to a colleague, and the colleague feels that the doctor may have not noticed that there was any bruising on Shanquella's face because of Shanquella's skin color. So it wasn't until they took her to the morgue and they did a further investigation when they realized that there was bruising and that she had a fractured neck.
Okay. Now, Mr. Zuniga, in your reporting, you stated that that a friend had assisted the doctor with CPR until the ambulance arrived. Do you know the name of that friend?
En tu reporte tú habías dicho que había un amigo de Shanquella que había ayudado con el CPR. ¿Tú sabes cuál era el amigo que había ayudado?
No fue un amigo, fue el paramédico. El paramédico de la Cruz Roja.
It wasn't a friend, it was a paramedic from the Red Cross.
So, ask him this. Mr. Zuniga, did you see a video of one of the so-called friends that told his side of what happened?
Señor Zuniga, ¿usted ha visto el video del amigo supuestamente de Shanquella que puso en las redes sociales que él está explicando lo que había pasado?
No lo conozco.
No, he doesn't know it.
Okay. But I just wanted, and you don't have to translate this, to everyone, and I know his website, sometimes the translation is off, with what he's typing, but that's what it said, that a friend. Okay, he stated that it was a Red Cross paramedic. So as you guys have heard, Mr. Gerardo Zuniga, he stated that no friend did CPR or assisted in CPR with the doctor, Carolina Beatrice, who had got called there to treat Shanquella for alcohol poisoning. Okay, that's what he stated. Nazeer Wiggins said that he assisted. There was no friend that assisted. It was a paramedic. Okay, thank you. Tell him I said thank you so much for answering that question.
Muchas gracias, señor Zuniga, por contestar esa pregunta.
Now, at 5:50, and I want to go to his reporting, Mr. Zuniga, according to your reporting, at 5:57, Dr. Beatrice declared Shanquella dead. At 6:35, the officers that was there, who she had told what was happening, had called the PGJE, correct?
De acuerdo con su reporte, usted ha indicado que Shanquella habían pronunciado que había fallecido a las 5:57 y luego el reporte de la policía, y después de las 6 y algo, 6 indicó al departamento del Ministerio
Público.
del Ministerio Público. Es correcto, ¿verdad?
Es correcto. Ya que la policía declara muerta a Shanquella, le tienen por protocolo que avisar al Ministerio Público para que venga a hacerla, que manden al servicio médico forense para llevar el cuerpo al anfiteatro y ahí en ese lugar hacen la necropsia de ley para determinar las causas de la muerte. Ahí es donde se sabe que Shanquella falleció con las fracturas en la espalda y aquí en la parte del cuello.
So yes, it is protocol that the PGE was notified, and then after that is when she is taken to the morgue, and then after that is when they do the autopsy to determine that she had what the cause of the death was, which was the fractured neck and the other bruises.
Okay. Now, it was another question I wanted to ask that, but I'm not going to ask it because I'm going way over time. But, you know, and I want to be respectful to what you all have to do after this. Mrs. Zuniga, in your article, the officers made a phone call through the C2 to the PGJE, and I want to quote, recounting the facts for which he instructs the filing of the forms and corresponding records. And let him know I want to continue once you translate that. Did you get that? You want me to repeat it?
Yes, repeat it.
All right. Mrs. Zuniga, in your article, you stated that the officers made a telephone call through the C2 to the PGJE, and I quote, recounting the facts for which he instructs the filing of the forms and corresponding records. And let him know that I want to continue once you translate that.
Okay. En su artículo usted indica que los oficiales habían indicado por medio del C2 al PGE, ¿verdad? Respecto a los datos de la información que se tiene que llenar. Yes.
Okay.
Sí, es correcto.
That is
So, yeah. So, Mrs. Zuniga, the question that I have for you, having said all of that, when you say that they instructed the PGJE to fill out the form, from your investigation, have you been able to find out if what the officers told the PGJE is what happened, or was there other information to try to cover up what really happened told to them?
Basado en la información que el PGE había llenado, la información, ¿fueron los datos actuales o quizás había otra información que no se reportó?
Fue la información que se recolectó en la escena del crimen, y ya posterior a la necropsia de ley, la fiscalía se da cuenta que fue un homicidio. Entonces, ellos empiezan la investigación, empiezan a hacer estudios, como le dije, aparte de la necropsia, hicieron un estudio de impacto en el cuerpo, hicieron un procesamiento de la escena del crimen en toda la vivienda y todo eso. Y
okay. So the information initially, le empiezo a traducir. The information initially was taken from the scene of the crime, and then they gathered more information from the autopsy. That's when it was determined that it was a homicide. Then after that was when they sent the forensics and they did the impact, the mechanics and the forensics and everything else that had to be done according to the investigation. Proceda, señor Gerardo.
Ajá. Entonces hacen esa investigación y es cuando posteriormente después se difunde el video y confirman que efectivamente esa fue la causa de la muerte de Shanquella.
So shortly after that was when the video surfaced, and then they were able to confirm that that's exactly what had happened to Shanquella.
Okay. I got a couple more questions, maybe about 3 more questions.
Tiene como 2 o 3 más preguntas.
Okay.
Thank you. I want to ask this question because you reported it, and I want to understand where you got the information from. Let me ask you like this. Did your source confirm to you that Daejhanae Jackson is a transgender? Because I know that you reported on it, and I know that you stated it. And from the passport, it states that she's a female. So I want to know, where did you get the information from?
Okay, tú habías hecho un reporte que Daejhanae Jackson era una let me see, transgender in Spanish. Hold on a second.
Trans. Sí, sí.
Sí, una
Sí,
trans.
transgénero.
Que usted había reportado que era una trans, pero en su pasaporte indica que ella es una hembra, que de dónde había agarrado usted esa información que ella era una trans.
Esa información es incorrecta. Efectivamente, era mujer y es mujer. Y esa información es porque que los mismos agentes recibieron información del personal, donde hablaban que se había quitado que se quitaba una peluca y que se la ponía.
Oh, por eso.
Entonces ellos por eso, y les preguntaron, y eso es lo que ellos decían, pero en realidad es información incorrecta.
Okay, he says that information is incorrect. We know she's a female. She is a female. The information that she was a trans was gathered from the personnel, because they would see her put on a wig, remove a wig, put on a wig, remove a wig, and so therefore they had imagined that she was a trans. But no, that information is incorrect.
Now, Mrs. Uninga, I want to tell you now, you know, it's a bald-headed hose over here in America. I just want to let you know, it is a bald-headed hose. Oh, bald-headed hose over here in America. So, you know, I know, because I just wanted to know. I'm like, well, everybody is saying it online, and he's repeating it. So I just wanted to know, and I know that they told him to go online, so I didn't know if he got it from online or whatever. But yeah, it is a bald-headed hose over here. So you might see a couple of bras from over here take off that, you know what I'm saying? You know that. But so I just want to let you know. Okay.
Él nomás quería saber si había agarrado la información por medio de la computadora o X cosa, pero él se está burlando. Él dice que hay muchas personas, en más vulgar la palabra, ¿verdad? Que son calvas, y va a haber muchas personas que son calvas y traen peluca.
Ah, okay. Muy bien.
Okay, I'm stop. This is very serious.
Estaba vacilando.
Ah, okay.
Yes. Okay. So, I want to ask you this. Mr. Zuniga, do you know if the CABO6 gave police statements to what happened? Or did anyone give any statements to the police, or no? Did any of the so-called friends, the CABO6, give any statements?
Les pusieron de apodo a los amigos del CABO6. Dice, él quiere saber si la policía interrogó a los CABO6. ¿Hubo interrogación sobre los muchachos, los amigos de Shanquella?
Los policías, sí. Los agentes de la policía municipal, los primeros respondientes, sí. La fiscalía no pudo interrogarlos porque al día siguiente se fueron. O sea, en cuanto se llevaron el cuerpo, prepararon sus cosas y en la mañana siguiente volaron. Ya abandonaron el lugar y el cuerpo de Shanquella prácticamente lo abandonaron también, lo dejaron en manos de las autoridades.
Okay, so he says the first responders did question the CABO6. The public, the district attorney did not get a chance to interrogate them because they left. So basically, after the body was removed, they basically packed and left the next morning. They abandoned the place and left Shanquella with the authorities.
Wow. Mr. Zuniga, I know that today, and when me, you, and Miss Gabriella, when we spoke on Sunday, was going to do this interview Monday, which was yesterday, but I know you told me that you had to you were going to meet with the prosecutor today, but of course that got postponed. But I want to ask you, because that was one of the questions I gave you for you to ask the prosecutor. Of course, you didn't have opportunity to ask before this interview. Can you tell him that and I have more?
Dice que cuando hablamos el domingo, vamos a tener la entrevista inicialmente ayer, ¿verdad? Pero quedamos que iba a ser ahora porque iba a tener la entrevista con el fiscal, pero ahora pues posponieron la entrevista con el fiscal.
¿Es correcto? Sí.
Go ahead.
Se propuso para mañana.
So it's scheduled for tomorrow.
It's scheduled for tomorrow. So with that being said, has there been any information told to you, Mr. Zuniga, that the ones who lied, the ones who stood there and did not say anything or did not intervene into this assault at the hands of Daejhanae on Shanquella, has there been any information from your sources that those people will be criminally charged for lying to the police, falsifying statements, fleeing, and not intervening into the assault?
Una de las preguntas que iba a tener para el fiscal era de que las otras personas que estaban adentro de la ubicación, que si no va a haber cargos para esas personas porque no intervinieron, no pararon, por la falsificación que hicieron, por no colaborar, por no haber parado la pelea, no va a haber cargos para ellos. Quizás es la pregunta.
La fiscalía actualmente está haciendo una investigación. Mandaron un comunicado de prensa donde informan que están haciendo una investigación por posibles delitos de complicidad y omisión. Es lo que la fiscalía está investigando y lo dieron a conocer en un comunicado de prensa hace un par de días.
So the district attorney did send out a press release a couple days ago regarding the charges possibly for accomplice and omission of information.
Okay.
Es importante que también sepan que una vez que la chica Jackson sea extraditada a México y sea puesta ante el juez, la corte, ella va a tener que declarar quiénes más están involucrados, si estuvieron de acuerdo, si no estuvieron de acuerdo, si toda la situación que se dio después del ataque, qué fue lo que pasó después. Ella va a tener que explicar todo eso a la corte y muy posiblemente si involucra a más personas van a tener que ser llamadas a cuentas para que rindan ante la justicia.
So he wants you to take note of the fact that after Daejhanae Jackson is extradited to Mexico and in court in front of a judge, she would have to answer questions as to what happened after the fact, and she may implicate other folks after she's being questioned, and so that may change.
Wow. Last question. Mr. Zuniga, has the Mexican authorities been pressured by the United States to solve this case and to hold all who were there accountable? What is the pressure looking like for the Mexican authorities from your sources and the information that you're gathering on the ground?
Sí, las autoridades de México, él quiere saber si tienen mucha presión por los Estados Unidos y que si usted sabe, si sabe de sus contactos de la policía, que si hay presión de la investigación del homicidio por medio de los Estados Unidos, han estado recibiendo presión.
Es correcto, sí están trabajando, tengo entendido y de acuerdo a lo que yo he platicado, en coordinación con el FBI, están en constante comunicación para tratar de esclarecer lo más rápido posible este homicidio. Como se puede dar cuenta, ya se fincó responsabilidades de un juez, ya ordenó una orden de arresto y ya está la primera persona arrestada. Entonces sí hay avances y sí hay, se pudiera decir que presión del gobierno de Estados Unidos, del FBI, para poder esclarecer lo más rápido posible este crimen.
Yes, he says that there has been pressure and the Mexican authorities are working with the FBI and they have been diligently been working to be able to solve this case. And as you may see, there has been so much pressure. There is, the one arrest that has been made, which was Daejhanae Jackson. But yes, there's been pressure and they are collaborating and working with the FBI.
Wow. Mrs. Zuniga,
however, they will try to investigate to see if there's others that will be accountable for it as well.
Thank you. Mrs. Zuniga, I want to thank you so much for your work, your courageousness, your bravery. I want to thank you so much for getting in the field and trying to understand what took place. As you stated earlier, you immediately got into this when you got that phone call. Can you translate that too?
Él quiere agradecerle bastante, ¿verdad? Que ha sido usted valiente y que ha tomado, ¿verdad? Responsabilidad para hacer, tomar el caso y por atendernos desde que hicimos la llamada con usted, ¿verdad?
No hay nada que agradecer. Estamos nosotros cumpliendo con nuestro trabajo de informar y tratar de aportar nuestro grano de arena para que el caso de Shanquella Robinson sea esclarecido en su totalidad y que se tenga que detener a todas las personas que están involucradas de una u otra manera en su homicidio.
He says that he likes to disculpe, se me fueron las palabras. ¿Puede repetir de nuevo? Ya me estoy cansando aquí.
Que no hay nada que agradecer, que nosotros estamos para informar y dar a conocer todos los detalles de caso Shanquella, y podernos, que se esclarezca e informar a Estados Unidos y a todo el mundo el caso para que se resuelva lo más pronto posible.
He says there's nothing to be grateful about. He wants to make sure that he is taking everything into account and wants to make sure that he brings clarity, not just to the United States, but to the world, in Shanquella's case for, justice and make sure that her homicide is resolved.
Yes. Wow. Mrs. Zuniga, thank you so much for this opportunity to speak with me. It has been greatly appreciated. Bloggers and journalists and investigative journalists like us, we often go unnoticed because we're not in the mainstream media, but obviously you have been, and you left that field because, I'm sure the uncovering and the things that you're doing now here in America is really not allowed. What I do here in America, mainstream media is not going to let me get on their TV show and say what I say, even if I'm not cursing, But thank you for your hard work and your fight to know what happened to Shanquella Robinson.
Le quiero agradecer bastante que usted ha tomado el lugar en poder ser periodista de clase de trabajo, ¿verdad? Que no es como las noticias, porque las noticias aquí, especialmente él dice, no puede él salir en las noticias y decir todo lo que él puede decir, aunque no diga malas palabras, ¿verdad? Pero simplemente aquí no se puede hacer eso. Y le agradece mucho que usted haya tenido que usted haya tomado esa oportunidad para poder hacer ese tipo de periodista y sacar investigaciones como lo ha hecho, porque obviamente no se puede hacer en lo que viene siendo las noticias normales. Eso tiene que ser como lo están haciendo ahora y le agradece mucho, ¿verdad? Porque no todo el mundo hace lo que usted hace.
De nada, muchas gracias, la verdad. Muchas gracias por sus palabras y estamos aquí. Por cualquier cosa, estamos a la orden.
He says thank you very much, and he's at your service.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to support Mr.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, how do you feel about the new details of this whole CABO6 situation? Do you think that Dejanay is not already talking? In my opinion, I feel like she's already talking. And I do feel like every last one of them that was there in that room should be held accountable. And like, was this Nazir's birthday present? I'm a bit lost. I'm a bit lost because Nazir says, "Oh, well, I asked her about going on the ATVs and all this and that, but there are photos of Shanquella, with the ATVs and Winter and the rest of the girls." But guys, let me know your thoughts, your opinions, in the comments. If you are the replay gang, definitely want you to like, share, subscribe. And on that note, this concludes our nightly show. Let us know in the comments how you feel about the interview and the details that were given tonight. I'm your host, Queen Tulsa, and this concludes. Oh, good night.